Okay, and we're live. Oh, hey, nice album art that I just have shoved in front of everyone's faces. My new album, Retro Spectacles, is out on Bandcamp, and it's on streaming if you feel like, you want to buy me one sandwich a year. Okay, I'm super happy to be hosting this stream with a couple of musicians I very highly respect. Please welcome Connor Baxter and Skip Sandwich nope, it's not Skip Sandwich. Please welcome Connor Baxter, and as I update the artist text here, which I didn't do yet, but I did on the stream title, and Roboctopus, our special guest for today.
Hello.
Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
And welcome Lexi as well. Thank you for the telephone and melted cheese emote wall. That's always a lot of fun. Okay, so the first thing that we should probably do in terms of order of business is to get Roboctopus onto the Telemelt. So I posted a link in the general channel, which is the Telemelt room link. So if you click that, it will bring you to the page where you gotta set your emoji and 3 initial username.
I see.
And you got to use some kind of Chrome-based browser.
Are there other browsers?
The one that I use all the time. I'm still one of the people, the last remaining Firefox users.
Ah, yes. Those were the days.
Oh, there we go. So then, at some point you can choose to click Become Player, or I forget what it's called because I'm the host, so I can't see it. Connor may be able to tell you, but it says something like
Become Player all the way on the left side.
Yeah.
Join active players.
That's it. Join active players.
Oh, yeah.
I should write that down so that I don't forget it next time.
Oh, now once you click join active players, then it says become players.
Yeah, so that's actually when you can take the controller from me. That's what that does. But I think the next order of business is to go to the settings, and then that's where you can choose your key mappings, including if you have like a gamepad that you want to control LSDJ with. I can't remember. I know we talked about this.
Yeah, I'll just be doing the keyboard.
Then in that case, you probably want to... I think that spacebar is mapped to like pass the controller off to another player by default. So if you map that to play, every time you press play, it's going to pass the controller away from you to someone else.
Yeah. Well, so I'm gonna leave it as is and see how it goes. Live dangerously.
Yeah. And then here's the fun part where we get to learn who has the either highest CPU and or worst internet connection. If we're lucky, everything will be all right. Skip's not here, but his for some reason I don't know. Last time I think it resolved like an hour into the stream, it was normal, but for the first hour it was like there was horrible slow. It wasn't horrible. I was like, this is enough to work through, but because most of the time you're just kind of like editing notes anyway or chit-chatting. I also, I was supposed to go back and look at the previous stream that we did because Connor and I talked about like what chords we were going to add into the next section. And I completely spaced it.
Yeah.
Lexi, I don't know who else is in chat, and maybe you only let us know if you are experiencing any like volume discrepancies. Hopefully it'll be mostly taken care of, but you forgot to do your homework. I didn't forget. I simply ran out of time.
my dog ate it. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, let's go ahead and listen through what we did already, and that'll kind of give us a little refresher. What the? Okay, whatever.
It just gets so evil, yeah.
Oh, I see what was supposed to happen. Wait. I think we need to clone this and remove half of the phrase here, or the chain. Yeah. There we go. I totally forgot about this.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure. Oh, I was gonna say I'm not even sure if there is anything here. Yeah.
No, that was just empty, really.
Yeah.
It was like just the start of something and then it didn't come to.
This is pretty much the same as what was up here, so okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we've got. Yeah, I didn't remember it getting so crazy so quickly. So
Yeah.
It got pretty crazy there.
well,
I guess that's the... Go.
Yeah. Well, it's just that nobody has. I say this every stream, but nobody has written music like this before. But what I was gonna say is, I'm so excited to have Roboctopus on the stream with us because we met in person in Little Sound Assembly, and I've like seen how kind of. I don't know. There was a Super Game Boy set up, and my main memory of that is that you spent hours transfixed, just working on a song on the Super Game Boy, and it was kind of a collab, and I think people would kind of bounce in and out, but for the most part, I just remember you like single-mindedly like working on that. So I was like, this is going to be awesome because I feel like you're going to really be into this, and the workflow of it. Like, I encourage pure chaos to happen during the stream because it's just fun for me. So usually, as I've shown, like, you can become the player, I can pass the controller, and it'll just pick somebody to pass it off to. And then at this point, like, you have control. So, like, people, yeah, I don't think anyone's ever written music like this before, aside from, you know, however long I've been doing this since the beginning of this year, and then a little bit, I think in 2022, Paul and I mainly used it, and I had a few guests on here and there where, you know, we'd spend an hour or so just kind of trying to collab just sort of one-on-one, but like having multiple people and then also continuing the save from the previous session hasn't really happened until kind of this year.
Yeah, no, this is really cool.
I'm just trying to slowly convince people, like, hey, maybe you should try it, because I know that once people do it, they're going to be like, this is super fun, and they'll want to come back, and then we can get like 8 people in a room, and it'll be crazy.
Oh, insane. Yeah, it's a great idea just to share ideas and see how people do things differently.
Right.
Like, you know, different commands or tables, or... It's cool.
Okay, I'm going to bump up Connor's volume.
Am I quiet as well?
Well, I think maybe you were louder last stream, so thankfully Discord lets every user have their own like monitor mix.
Oh, it's so helpful. Yeah.
Are you a Dirty Wave M8 user?
Not yet. I've been looking at the headless version. But I keep looking at it because I keep seeing everyone in Aqualix's server use it, and it sounds so cool, but haven't quite got the money to shell on it yet. But I might get a teensy soon, yeah, and try and do the headless. The
headless thing, and some of these Anbernic devices, like the RG35XX and stuff, you can hook in the teensy to that and run M8C. It's probably a fiddly setup.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But yeah, like, and that setup is probably, you know, I don't know what it is in pounds, but it's probably less than $100. And like the 4.0 firmware beta just came out yesterday, which is insane. He added EQ, which was like
Ooh.
What? I don't know how it works or how he was able to do that, because that was like my number one complaint with the whole device was like, I'm not good enough at mixing to be able to control the timbres of everything and make them all not fight each other without having some EQ. And so it was really tough to kind of get into.
Oh, I didn't check the stream. I didn't know that he added EQ.
Yeah, that it was posted at like 6 or 7 p.m. yesterday in the beta. So obviously there's like going to be a few iterations before a lot of bugs are ironed out. He also added a ton of like they're not user, but like a ton of new wavetables into the wave synth. So it's like, it's crazy powerful now. I mean, there's some other like nice quality of life improvements, like a screen where you can see what instruments you've used and you can like rearrange them or adjust their like send volumes and things like that.
Oh, cool, nice.
And it's crazy. So I was like, we might end up talking about that today, even though Oh yeah, you should see the weird groove thing that we're doing. It's like what is it? 9 something? 9.3 or I can't remember what it ended up being. 9.6 maybe? Some kind of weird swing that we're doing.
I'm doing something. Something has gone wrong.
Oh no.
A decision to not remap the controls.
Yeah, how bad could it possibly be?
Hey. Also, I'm like loath to update things, so I just updated to this new version of LSDJ like a week ago. from embarrassingly, I think 5.75.
Oh wow.
Hey, whatever works. I can't fault anybody for using older versions, but I will say that the version 5 I feel like was particularly like a low point. Like I would rather probably use 4.7.3 than I would anything version 5.
I have 4 cartridges, and 2 of them are on 5.7.5, I think, and 2 of them are on 4.7.5.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Until last week, and I updated.
And are you using like the latest stable one?
Yes.
The latest development one is even better, and I bugged Johan like a month ago, like, hey, this has been out for 6 months. Do you think we could move it to stable? And he's like, yeah. But it's still under development, I guess. But I know that he's been really busy and doesn't have time to like kind of finagle with things right now. And there's been a couple of features where I'm like, can we get this feature? Can we get that feature? Things like, I want to be insane with the groove and hop all the chains so that like they will all advance to the next song row by like using HFE or something like that. So that way, regardless of what groove any channel is using, they all can resync on the next thing. M8 has a command for that, and it wasn't even really inspired by that, because like I said, I haven't been using M8 because I just didn't feel that I could really do a good job with it. I have had fun using it, but all right, let's see. I guess we should. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. There you go.
Easy. Yeah, I think because when we left it last time, we've so strongly got into like the key of E rather than D minor or whatever. So trying to bring it back to like your really tasty previous sections, it's like it feels like such a tough mission, but it would be amazing if we could.
Yeah. Oh, I believe we can do it.
Because it goes to like a B flat chord, doesn't it, first, and then goes up to D minor. So yeah, B flat, A minor, D minor sort of thing. So if we, oh, that was nothing.
Well then, yeah, it's only a tritone away.
Is it?
Damn, jazz is nice. Once again, not including certain types of jazz.
Friendly
I mean,
jazz.
that melody can almost go into it.
Well, that's what I was saying, you know, like...
Because it ends on the B, so maybe we can try and link that in somehow. If we have... if we replace that with like... Yeah! Those last few notes there. If we take that and see if we can shove it in there somehow. Like that.
I probably should have posted the stream on some form of social media, but...
Yeah, I tried to give it a quick plug on like Facebook and Mastodon.
I tweeted about it.
Oh, no way!
Oh, there you go. We've covered most of the platforms.
Or maybe I X'd about it. I don't know.
Tweet. Oh.
Oh, I was gonna ask Roboctopus, were you able to get that DMG case situation sorted?
Oh no.
Oh man.
I know the screen still has problems freed completely from the case. Just
Oh, that's too bad.
there's something wrong, and transplanting it from one case to the other, I guess, and then dislodged something.
Wow. It's fiddly old hardware.
Yes, it's in pieces right now, and I look longingly at it every now and then.
Oh man. Yeah, every time I get like, I've been using the same two DMGs in roughly the same form since maybe 2018, and I'm like, oh, I should really take them out, put in IPS screens, put in the fancy pro sound retro modding, like, you know, it's all nice, but then I'm like, then I gotta get, I even have shells, I've got all of the parts, and I'm just like, I do not want to go messing around with this because it's such a pain when you get something assembled and then you tighten that last screw and then it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one I had not been touched since it's in 2011. I've been using it in the same form. I thought I'll just slap a new case and make it look pretty, but it was the wrong idea.
Oh, yeah, I know. Well, that's like I was saying, like, sometimes the repro shells are just slightly different, but then also I think it gets worse when you're starting to add in, like, the backlit LEDs and stuff, because it just changes the dimensions of everything slightly. So it's like,
Yeah.
I always wanted a roomier case. Like, the Kitsch cases are kind of nice because they're like, they've got 4 like full corners on them, so you can kind of squeeze a little bit. Like, you can squeeze an extra cap in there if you need to do like a noise mod or whatever by adding those extra caps. But like, in general,
And I need a nice roomy case.
and that's another reason why I like hate. Or actually, what I should say is I really admire Connor for using a CGB, because I'm like, they're tiny. Also, something about, you know, when you set them down, like, they don't lie flat. Like, the screen is like angled at the direction away from you, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, the DMG form factor. Well, it fits my hands better, but like, and it's got 4 batteries, so it lasts a bit longer.
True.
Obviously there's nice things about the CGB. I tried to get somebody to I did get somebody to put together a couple of slab SPs, thinking, oh, I can mitigate this issue. You know, the slab the slab form factor is super weird because it inverts the bottom of the SP so that the cartridge is facing up instead of down, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But the case is, well, they're 3D printed, and it's like hard to squeeze everything in there because you've got to add an extra button PCB, and like the feel of it is great. The IPS screen is great. Everything's great about it except for that it's just a little more fiddly and like not quite up to snuff. There are those, what are they called? The slate SPs, which have that machined like aluminum shell, but the cartridge faces down, so it like sticks out of the bottom of the SP. And the other thing about it was like he totally like
super weird.
Yeah, he totally recapped the SP. He added like a noise reduction and like an amplifier, and he was like, I really don't recommend using the SP because it's like the noisiest of all the Game Boys, but like with all the mods, I think the sound is like nearly, I mean, if you want to split hairs, I'm sure you'll find differences, but it sounds so close to a DMG that I wouldn't even worry about playing it live. And I'm one of those people who's like, if it's close enough, like I do the same thing with like people who are like, I can't get my kicks to sound right in the latest version compared to version 4. And I'm like, look, if it's 90% there, I don't know. You're making music on a Game Boy. Like, what are you? I don't know why it's got to be so. I get it at the same time because it's like, okay, differences matter, and like nuance does count for something. And, you know, when it's this low resolution, having those differentiations like do make a difference. But at the same time, it's lo-fi. Like, I don't know what more you want.
Yeah, I've played shows with SPs.
And it sounds great.
I think that was a problem. Like I was forced to switch to SPs the last couple of shows that I did because I kept crashing my DMGs. Because the songs were so sample heavy.
Mm-hmm. That's
and
one nice thing.
The DMG would just say no. I give up. I can't.
Well, that's one nice thing about like the new versions are so much more optimized for DMG, and like it kind of made me realize like what the actual differences were, especially with the old versions and like the responsiveness of like I don't think he really started doing optimizations like hardcore until about version 7. So I think you'll notice a big difference on DMG in terms of like how snappy it is, especially with things like saving. The saving, oh my gosh, I don't know how anybody could. That's the thing with like, I get it if you're using a Game Boy Color, I'm like, oh, version 4 really isn't that bad. But like, because I've mostly been using DMGs this whole time, like,
oh, the saving is slow on the old versions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, hey, Tristenda. CGB is great to hold compared to the DMG. I respectfully disagree, but I do respect your opinion.
I like
it.
What do you think
of LSDJ on the Analog Pocket? Good question. I don't have one, but there are some issues with the sample playback. Some people think it's not a big deal. I know I just qualified everything I said, you know, with that, like, oh, if it's close enough, it doesn't matter. That's probably true, but it's kept me from ordering the Analog Pocket for that reason, because I'm pretty sure it's like a firmware issue. I've got an Anbernic. I got the RG35XX Plus, and that can run Sameboy, which is like my kind of preferred emulator. Gambate is also good. It can run that one as well because it's using RetroArch. So I've kind of been using that lately just because it's, I don't know. It's nice. It's USB rechargeable. I don't have to fiddle with hardware or like cartridges. It has sync thing, so it'll just upload the SRAM, the save file when it's, you know, when I quit. So that's really cool. RetroArch upsets me. Yeah, it's not the greatest. But you know, it's whatever. I've made it work so far. I'm using MuOS, which is like in pretty active development. That's actually, I don't know, it's a little crazy to have to deal with the constant updates and stuff like that. I haven't really gotten a workflow for backing up my configuration and stuff, so.
I'm not sure about this. What do you guys think about this if I play like last sort of 8 bars? See what you think.
Yeah, go for it.
I think it's not a very smooth blend. Like, it still works, but it just feels too shoehorned in.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I think,
Actually, you could, I wonder if we could try. Do you mind if I grab it back? Unless you've got an idea. There was just something you added before. There was like that disco bass line.
I think one thing that can help is like transposing the bass so that, yeah, whatever is happening there, that it lands, that it see, maybe it's not the bass. Maybe it's everything else but the bass.
I might just try. Oh no, wrong one. I want to see if we can. Might not work, but if we just. Failing at life, right? Why is it not copying? Copy. Delete. What?
Go to cartridge. Well, I've got like 5 Dragon Derps, although one of mine apparently stopped responding to the USB port. Although now that I'm thinking about it, I've been having issues with these USB ports, and it might be the hub and not the actual cartridge. Since those aren't made anymore, I definitely prefer the Inside Gadgets Link and Load 32 if those are in stock, and then failing that, like the Inside Gadgets, like at some point I'll probably get the EverDrive X5, but like I dislike the SD based cards for a couple of reasons. One is like, I should put up this comment, because like they're good if you have a lot of ROMs like that you want to swap between, mainly for like sample purposes, or you know, if you've got like different albums and like those kinds of things. But for the most part, I tend to assemble cartridges like based on whatever show that I might be playing, or if I'm like working on a certain kind of set of songs. And the ones I mentioned also support Little FM, so I can keep 8 saves on the same cartridge. So yeah, I've tried the Easy Flash Junior. I don't like it. I've tried the Ben El Cheapos. I don't like those for a different reason. I like the fact that they don't have batteries. They only use FRAM, but it also means if you power off without resetting first, you lose all your work, which is a huge bummer. The Easy Flash Junior I find to be like a huge power drain, and same as like the old EMS carts, like the EMS 64s, which I'm not even sure if you can buy those anymore. So yeah, the Inside Gadgets ones, like the FRAM ones especially, are really great because like you boot them up and they boot instantaneously like you would expect a cartridge to do. You don't have to go like waiting for the save to load from the SD card into the RAM on boot. And then the Link and Loads have the USB transfer, so it's not like it won't mount it like a file system like the Dragon Derps do, but the Flash GBX utility is a pretty good flashing utility. So Those are my kind of go-to cartridges, but nothing beats the Dragon Derps, and I don't know, I would pay multiple big sums of money to keep those. That's why I have so many of them. What about you? Oh, is Roboctopus still here, or did he drop off? Oh, you're still here.
I'm not sure. But yeah, I saw with my carts, I started with the Easy Flash Junior because I thought it'd be great to be able to have games and LSDJ on one cart, and it is great for that, but it is quite slow to boot. And then more recently, I got the BemVen. Is it the 3000 MVC 3000 or something? And that's been quite nice. It's much quicker to boot.
Oh, that's cool. I think BemVen does good work. I haven't kept up with any of his stuff because I was pretty satisfied with the Inside Gadgets.
I bet the tricky one for me is that because they're all so far away from the UK,
right?
They all cost a bomb, and I think I just got this one instead because it was like a pre-order thing. Yeah. And Z Labs, if you know that store, is UK based, so they like got a supply in, so it was easier.
That's nice.
But I've heard only great things about the Inside Gadget stuff.
Yeah, and
I
think
like cart writer.
Now that the EverDrive X5, and this has been the case for several years, it used to be that they didn't support LSDJ, like the full. They didn't have the full amount of RAM, but the X5 and like X7, and even the X3 does. But I think I would opt for the X5. It's got everything that you need really for LSDJ. X7 has like the real-time clock and some of the other stuff. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask Roboctopus, like, what are your go-to cartridges?
I'm still using the ancient EMS 64 cartridges.
Well, I'm glad they're still working for you. Like, that's kind of a testament to that.
I've had the same four for like a decade.
Maybe time for battery replacements.
Yeah, probably so. I have multiple people have recommended the Lincoln loads to me though, so when I'm forced to upgrade, I think I'll look at those.
Yeah, I think that's what Skip Sandwich is using right now. And they're nice. They're USB-C. I've got one that's USB-C and then one that's micro USB. But they're like rock solid. It's really, really great to have carts that are that high quality.
Yeah, and those are some of the lower power ones, right?
Yeah.
Specifically, which is nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Bit too fierce.
Also, what the? Oh, this is like the triplet groove.
Yeah, I was trying to like add a bass line from a previous one into like another chorus.
Nice.
Not sure if it works. It's sort of.
When should one do a battery replacement on the smart cards? I mean, like when the battery dies. No, I've heard that it's about like 10 years. That they can probably hang on for 10 years. So if you're not having any issues, I wouldn't, I would set a timer and then get back to it when you feel like you're real anxious. But I don't know, when I was using EMS, I just implemented like a religious backup routine. And that, that way, and there's like a command line utility to back up from EMS. Now they have the nice like EMS cart Java-based flasher, but I really liked being able to...
that's the one.
Yeah. I really liked being able to plug it in, and then like I wrote a script that would just like timestamp the backup. So I would just run that command, like backup EMS, and it would just run a script and timestamp the backup.
That's nice. I'm paranoid, so I back up like every single day.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, it's almost bedtime. It's time to back up my cartridge for fear that I'll lose everything.
Say my bedtime prayers, back up my LSDJ cart. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like once you've had that experience, and I know you have, and I know every LSDJ user has, of losing work, it's like, ah!
Oh, yeah.
You just never want that to happen again. And like, I will do anything to not have to redo the last 2 hours. But I also just adopted a mindset that was like, you know, in the event of lost work, I will just recreate what I did, but better.
Yeah,
optimism.
Yeah, but not always guaranteed.
Oh man, one of the times I was testing a beta for Johan, like one of the new development versions, and he tried to do some optimizing with the song cleanup. And it didn't occur to me to like test it on something that I wasn't working on. And it wiped out every even numbered song row. So all of the chains and phrases from every other row were completely wiped out. That was a bummer. He was like,
yeah, that. That's rough. One thing I've not gotten used to in the latest versions is the way the noise channel works.
Oh, right. Especially the noise channel. I gotta admit,
like some of the stuff that the wave channel does now is definitely superior.
I'm glad
but the noise channel is like weird.
Did you say who cares?
It's weird.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's. I mean, I gotta admit, like, I was not sold on the noise channel immediately, mostly because I was kind of being stubborn and like digging in my heels, and then after maybe a month or less of using it, I was like, this is so much better. All of the duplicate noise values are removed, and then like it's in order, so you've got pitch slides, you can do vibrato, you can do the C command if you ever wanted to do that, so you can stack them, so you got like just crazy possibilities. And yeah, the wave channel, I mean, the smoothness of the wave channel, like both with samples and the synth, like, and with the user wavetables, I don't know if you've seen that, but we've used them on stream before. Time to look for new batteries then. Yeah, I mean, back up before you do the battery replacement for sure. Okay, let me pay attention to what we were doing here.
So I sort of kept that the same. I've tried to blend back into the chorus, back in the original key.
See, I think what we gotta do is do something with this riff if we want want that to sound like it's going back to here, you know?
Yeah. The other thing you could try, and I was just thinking, is what if, so you're an E there instead of D. What if you raise that section, that chorus section, up a tone? So you've got the same section but transposed basically like a key change on a song. So if you put everything up a tone or two semitones.
Oh, two, yeah.
Would it work? Because then it would be going from the E to like a C major 7, which would sort of work.
Right.
Could be bonkers. Not sure if it'll sound right.
Oh, there you go.
I think it works.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
Totally. Should
and
I
maybe
try to hand off to Roboctopus? I feel like it's
yeah, get in there. Yeah.
He's got to join the active players.
Sure.
You got to help us.
Oh, I'm not.
Dig out of this hole.
I keep getting disconnected from Telemelt and then having to join the active players again.
Oh, silly Telemelt. It's usually pretty good. We're not having any like noticeable lag or anything, so that's like great. I'm always happy.
Going back on the cart chat, DeathMag, your Inside Gadgets ones, are they all FRAM? Are they batteryless?
I've got both kinds. So I have two like non-Lincoln load FRAM. I have two non-Lincoln load SRAM, and then I have two Lincoln loads, which I think those are only FRAM.
Gotcha. Okay.
I kind of went nuts because at first they only had SRAM, and I think myself and maybe a couple other people were like, "Have you thought about FRAM?" Then he was like, "Yeah." So then I bought the FRAM ones, and then we were like, "Have you thought about a USB based cartridge that has the flasher integrated?" And he was like, "Not really, but let me look into it." And then he made those, and I was like,
nice.
"Okay." So I've got like the GBX cart flasher, which is great because it also supports like the super old blue EMS, which are, some people just think of them as like the original LSDJ cartridges, but they're like the 32, the original ones that LSDJ came on, and they'll work with a bunch of other like, you know, weird third party, like the Bleep Bloops or the Fighter Cart or all of these old ones that people have. It supports those too.
Nice, that's great. Yeah, it seems to have a lot of support, especially is it Lasakuma's version? Like their support they've done is amazing. Like the amount of compatibility they've got.
It's really funny though because like the version of Lincoln Load that I have, I actually can't I can't use the recent versions of Flash GBX because it complains at me like, you need to update the firmware on your cart, and like you can't on the Lincoln Loads. Like the firmware is pretty much locked in, and it's like, oh, people were making like third-party clones of GBX carts, so I disabled the, you know, functionality of that so that it wouldn't support like the pirated carts or whatever. I'm like, hey, come on, I didn't pirate any carts, like let me use it. And he was like, just downgrade. And I was like, okay.
Carefully look at everything.
Totally.
Fancy instruments with fancy names.
Oh yeah, we've had this discussion too, like about the naming, and you know, it took me 6 years before I just decided to start naming my instruments.
Amazing.
And sometimes, like, Skip really comes after me for this because he's like, "What? Who cares if it's called Bleep? How is that helpful?"
I'm sure that it could be helpful.
Hello.
Base 1, yeah, there we go.
Our French bunny has arrived.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Oh.
We need a poll today. I'm a poll, actually.
Poll. Right, artist
why,
text.
why do we need a poll? Why is this? What is this about? I don't understand the joke in the chat.
Oh yeah, we need an instrument named Paul.
An instrument.
Oh, boom, done.
Are you calling me a tool?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, to be fair,
oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I haven't followed the previous streams, so I have no idea what we're working on right now.
That's the way that we prefer it, I thought. Just pure chaos.
Yeah, I guess.
There we go.
It's kind of crazy. Well, I don't want to take away from Roboctopus to play it over again, but
just gonna leave that in there. There's Paul.
That's nice. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on either. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
It's madness is what it is. It's interesting seeing how other people work. You know, you have everything transposed. Why?
Because
we've done a key change.
So that we can go from
I see.
to here.
We've cheated, which makes it more
going from here to here. Which, although But I think that it could transpose back down after this, because then you're planing around, right?
That could be cool. Yeah.
I don't think we need that like triplet thing there happening twice, do we?
I agree. Yeah, you could probably shred it.
Oh no, did that overwrite the original thing?
No, because you have it sort of pasted, don't you? So no, I did it as a clone.
Oh, okay. Well,
So I think I took.
Oh, it's just this.
Yeah, so it's a completely cloned section, and then the phrases are all the same apart from the one that's I've cloned the 8A. 8A is the new one. So the rest, yeah, don't edit the rest because then that will change. But the first one is fine.
Yeah, right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. These aren't deep cloned. Yeah, which I think we should probably set it to deep clone.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just mess it up. Who cares?
So like 0, 2, and 3, they will tweak the older sections. So you might want to deep clone or whatever, make a new thing for.
This is where I'm like, okay, it's whatever. We might as well, because I feel like we're gonna get nuts here anyway. Okay. Yeah, and then we'll leave it. Okay, you can have it back now. Housekeeping.
Oh, so you've done it there where it's changed every single phrase. How do you do that?
You
What do
change
you
the
mean?
clone from slim clone to deep clone.
Ah. Okay, that's cool. So
Clone
that means
for
that
life.
if you clone the section, it clones every single phrase into a different.
Right.
Oh, amazing. Okay, I'll check that out.
Yeah, that's deep clone is like the default, but usually I keep it on deep clone until I feel like I'm like 50% of the way through the song, and I start worrying about how many phrases it's using up.
Yeah. But then I guess if you clean it up, it'll put all duplicates into the same thing, right?
Yeah, and then you gotta be careful, because if you forget to deep clone it again, thinking like, oh, I already deep cloned it, and then you go, and then you clean it, and then you go back, and it's like,
Yeah.
But that's on my feature like wish list. In the discussion room, we have like a LSDJ. I have my own LSDJ wish list that is like compiled using like stuff that it's like, you know, we just think, what if there are no limitations on what LSDJ can do? In other words, like, what if it's M8? Then like, what would we want? And I don't even think this is beyond the realm of possibility, but like, some indicator next to the phrase number at the top of the screen where it says like phrase 9B, where it has like an asterisk or something if it's like a unique phrase that hasn't been used, or something like that, where it will just like have an indicator like, hey, this is the only time you're using this phrase or whatever. So if you mess with it, you're gonna mess with other phrases, or the opposite, I guess. If it's not unique and you mess with this phrase, it's gonna affect other parts of the song.
That would be nice, because it's so easy sometimes to just tweak something and go, oh crap, where did that happen?
Yeah. I don't remember which song it was, or I don't know how often you use this technique, Roboctopus, but there was some track where you used like 3 different channels for the snare, and I want to say that like maybe the noise was panned center and then the wave was panned left. Maybe it was a sample and then like the pulse was panned right to get like a super wide snare.
Yeah, I do that a lot currently. I've got 6 songs finished for a new release, and I think every single one of them is completely dedicated to 3-channel snare.
Wow.
That's so cool. Do you do anything with the grooves to like make it shorter on any of them, or are they all like not, you know, full length, like a full 6 ticks or whatever?
It's a full 6 ticks. Yeah. I don't mess with the groove very much. I'm a not that complicated of a programmer, I suppose.
I know, and when people start wanting to get into like speed 3 and stuff like that, I'm like, why? Because you use up so many phrases that way. I'll do it on a case-by-case basis, but like, I like to control it more, I guess more finely, or more, like by using the groove thing to just control particular steps if I want them at 3. Oh, hey, Seven Castle Forest, thanks for popping in. Not an empty checker, but like a uniqueness checker. Like if this is the only occurrence of this phrase is in this chain or something like that. So that way you know, okay, I can edit this and it's safe. Like, I'm not going to mess up an earlier section of my song. And look, really the only reason that it's necessary is because of this Telemelt situation. Because the propensity for people to just go in and start messing around is so high. Honestly, like, it's super chill. But it has happened a couple of times where somebody goes in and like starts messing with it and it's like, wait, no, we used that earlier. And of course there's no undo, although maybe we should set up like a auto save state download every 10 minutes or something like that, so that if we have to roll back, it wouldn't be too painful to undo some stuff. Uniqueness checker would save a lot of terrible mistakes in Family Tracker too. Yeah, but see, well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. I haven't really used it, but I do know that that's another case where I think I would just duplicate everything all the time. Because like with LSDJ, you're stuck with a real small number, or what feels like a small number of phrases. But like in Family Tracker, you can clone it and increment the number like every time. And I think I would just do that always. I don't think I would... I don't know. I don't know what all of the advantages or disadvantages to that are. Or maybe you're... Because I think each channel can have its own frame. That's what it's called, right? So the frames don't matter, really. Like the frame numbers don't affect the channels differently. Whereas like in LSDJ... Once you're using that phrase, it's used for all channels. I always do the clone. Yeah, that seems like the move. But again, like I don't use Family Tracker, so. So I started this, just to explain to Paul, I kind of started this song with this groove. I had an idea and I was like, oh, why don't we just like put that in the stream? Because I'm not really working on any LSDJ songs right now, so this is like this, and then
you're cheating basically.
Yeah,
that's cheating.
Yeah, where you cheated. You know you can feel free to leave at any time, really.
Yeah, no, I'm going to stay to make sure you're not doing anything bad.
Yeah, we're not gonna do any 15, 16.
Waiting for it, yeah.
You know, I gotta say, I shouldn't like throw shade at anyone except for Paul. But you know, I watch like the occasional music theory YouTube, and I always like I don't know how I feel about it. Sometimes it's like, okay, I respect your opinion, and other times I'm like, I really can't stand this. But I saw one recently of the DuckTales Moon theme, or I don't know. Yeah, and it starts in like 15/8.
Yeah, by Charles Cornell.
Yeah, and there was some kind of MagFest joke about that at one time. It was about the first measure of that song being in 15.
It's not 15. It's not 15. It's like just it starts in the middle of the. I mean that like it doesn't make sense to call it 15 because it's just for one bar.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because like you know, it's almost like a pickup. It's like a
exactly.
Pickup.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first beat is a rest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Insane.
I had to step away for a minute if you were talking about Family Tracker there, but it's easy to accidentally make changes affecting a bigger portion of the song than intended. Yeah, that's probably the case in more than one environment, but I just happen to be the most familiar with this.
Nice.
Oh, I just messed up your, oops.
Yeah.
That's sick. That's not it.
No, it was the one with the like.
Not a
three
one. Oh, that was
this
5,
one,
yeah. 'Cause-
Now see, now you got to rename this instrument because otherwise they're both called ARP1.
Oh no. Oh.
I guess ARP 2 maybe.
Yeah,
Or ARP 3. I don't know.
Pulse, bass. Oh, cool.
Or why not?
That's not how I read it.
Yeah, I don't. Cubase.
Jenna, oh yeah, but Dogs Plus Plus has some very nice names, and I've also, when I collabed with him on the Winter Chip track that we did, yeah, I forget what the names were, but one of them he named like Eric, you know, like Pooh Bass, yeah. Or Steve, maybe, I don't remember, but there's some cheeky naming going on.
Oh, see, this is where like I get confused because you've transposed everything, so I can't tell.
Oh, this is one of my other pet peeves that needs to go on the wish list.
Then
like, please just play the phrase where the freaking transpose is.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
and
when I go back
I
and
thought that
forth,
would be too confusing because you're looking at one note on the phrase screen, but it's showing a different note. And I'm thinking, actually, maybe you could just update the display to show the note that's actually playing. That only just now occurred to me.
yeah. So
Yeah.
so now I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. You bounce back and forth, but you're like, oh wait, this isn't really what it's playing because what it's playing is like
Yes.
this.
Yeah, it's tough to get your ears on it, yeah, when it's transposed.
You got to hold
Anyway,
select and press start, I guess, and do that way.
Yeah, it's the only way, yeah.
So that's playing a D chord. That's not going to work anyway. Oh well.
I mean, even that solo sounds quite cool. Just like as a separate section, you could completely go.
Just put that
Somewhere,
in all four channels.
Yeah. A semitone apart.
A semitone apart, yeah. Overlaid.
Hey, that might sound sort of interesting.
In 1516, of course. Yeah.
I wonder, you know, my keyboard has this like feature where it'll show you the name of the chord when you play it.
Oh wow,
I
that's
wonder
cool.
what that is if you superimpose two minor triads on top of each other, a semitone apart.
What keyboard is that then? What does that?
C sharp minor major 9 sharp 11 is what it shows. This is just a Roland. I forget the name of it, but it's one of the Roland keyboards.
Ah, cool.
Please add that to the wish. Yeah, there's so many things that we've got on the wish list, and I'm like, all of these are brilliant ideas, and then you know, Johan's like, maybe not, which I respect that. because he often shows that he knows better than I do. Although sometimes we agree, and that's always like really great because I'm like, I am smart. I am a good developer. You embedded? No way! Thank you so much for the embed. That's really cool, especially during the summer gear. I always feel guilty for scheduling the stream at the same time, but it's a good time slot, you know? You gotta have more than one thing going on. For all the people who don't feel like they want to battle, come chill on the frickin' Telemelt stream. It's just a bummer because like I can't really go for a super long time. They're already voting. No, the late penalties are disabled, so that's not even really gonna start until 6:30. I know because I'm like I already I like to vote on this when it's not the Telemelt stream. Because we only do it every other week or so.
Yeah, it's been some time since I've participated in a Battle of the Beat battle.
Well, it's a good time to. Well, maybe it depends on what kind of formats you're interested in. But there's summer chip is going on. The candy chip tunes, that's pretty exciting.
Oh yeah, I'm just seeing this right now.
It's wild chip, so you could do something.
Oh yeah.
You could do a 2 LSDJ if you wanted to.
Yeah,
I'm excited to hear all of the like Zeiss copycats.
Oh yeah. It sounds something like I could do something interesting for this.
Yeah, do it.
I think it would suit my style, but also I need to do something for summer chip, obviously.
Yeah, I was working on like a 64K module, and gosh, I listened to some of the entries that came in, and that was a huge mistake because now I'm like, oh, I'm so underpowered for this.
You've got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Last year I submitted a Super NES song, and like it didn't perform super well, but I'm really happy with the result, and I think it was a good thing to like do it.
Totally.
I'm happy I did.
Yeah, I think I've only. No, that's not true. I've done a couple of Super Nintendo entries. The first one I did was in the Yeah video game Major Battle, and it was just like a short little vamp, and that was fun. And then I think I did another one in a Yeah video game, one of the reprise battles that is using the same samples but in the Super Nintendo format instead of remix. And yeah, it's kind of fun. It's pretty similar to MIDI when you're using the C700 VST, so that it felt pretty familiar.
So with the Super NES formats, can you do it like in a DAW and MIDI then, rather than using a tracker?
Yeah, totally. That's
cool,
that C700 VST.
Yeah,
and then it's got a recorder that will like record to basically SMC. You can try to get it into the what is that format called? The SPC, but it's got to be real optimized for it to fit that. But the SMC is the actual ROM, so you get like way more data for the song. Using that C700, it does not optimize the data for you, so you got to be either real micromanagey or you got to figure out. There's some like kind of like, I forget if it's IT or XM that will convert to SPC, but those are a bummer because you can't hear the echo at all while you're doing it. Whereas like C700 lets you hear the echo, it lets you hear it as it's, as it sounds on hardware basically. So
yeah, I need to put that out. I love the Super NES sounds so much. It's such a cool sound.
Super NES still scares me. I've never really worked with samples yet. Yeah, I've been assembling sample libraries over so long, and I have never used any of the samples. And it wasn't really until I got like M8 that I was kind of forced into learning a little bit how to work with samples. But it's becoming really fun, and I found the same thing like using OpenMPT for the 64K module. Like OpenMPT is such a quirky program, and like the documentation is, I would call it so-so. It's definitely helpful, and like I don't know where I would be without it. But the more I use it, the more fun I end up having with it, and so that's like a good sign. And I remember that because I was doing a couple of battles with it a couple years ago and thinking like, actually this is fun, I could get into this. And then I kind of put it down and now I'm revisiting it again and like, actually this is fun. This is cool because it's like a more fleshed out arrangement. You know, like as it's, you know, revisiting this idea, this loopy idea, it sounds more, it's got a deeper sound to it because of the panning and stuff than it did when it, at the beginning of the song. Which is cool because it's like, it's going up a tone and then also like the arrangement's getting more fleshed out. I wish I could remember what Coolor told me about his SNES audio engine. Oops, wait, this one. There's definitely live streaming of long samples happening as part of it. Oh, that's cool. It's gotta be like streaming the sample off of the ROM data then. Because the RAM can only hold, I don't know what the limit is, but very short samples. Or like very downsampled stuff. That Vampy Riser, thank you. Yeah, I come up with that kind of crap all the time. Sub bass.
Subas.
Subas.
I forgot how many synthesizers you've used.
Oh, good luck. I don't know.
That one looks free. There we go.
I don't remember because there were like 4 or 5 wild features that he was telling me about. That's pretty cool. There's so many like interesting what seem like maybe, I don't know, maybe he's still actively developing it, but I know that like there's been certain start and stop on different Super Nintendo music, like either trackers or like drivers, and like people get frustrated. I know that a lot of people were like, Citrix, where's your SNES tracker? And it's like, I think we can accept by now that it's probably not gonna happen. Either use SNES GSS or, I don't know, write your own, I guess. Or, oh, wait however many years for Furnace to ever possibly get, you know, SNES export.
Yeah. Yeah, I've used Furnace a tiny bit, and I thought it was like pretty good in terms of like user interface, especially compared to like other PC trackers.
Yeah.
For me, like OpenMPT is like hell. It's like super hard to use, super frustrating. Maybe it gets better with experience.
The crazy thing about OpenMPT is that you can literally write an entire song just with the mouse. So like, and there's a lot of like helpful things where you can like mouse over things and get a tooltip, or like if you double click on the commands, you can actually like select them from a menu. I know that Furnace has like a whole list of effects commands. So that's what I mean though, it's just quirky. And there is a learning curve, but I'm sure Furnace is the same way. I've not bothered trying to use it at all because I don't really care about VGM exports.
Yeah, me neither.
So it's like, but I respect it. It's got some cool wavetable features.
Yeah.
I know about that, and
to me, it's very promising because like it has lots of cool features and like it's pretty intuitive to use. But yeah, I think like it's a bit lacking in terms of like export format for now.
Given how popular Super NES is, I'm surprised there's not more of a single definitive established tool for it. Yeah, I think C700 probably gets the closest thing.
Yeah.
But in terms of like trackers, yeah, not really. Well, you know, one feature that I was really enjoying in OpenMPT is this. It's like a round robin feature where you can shift click on multiple channels, like say three channels, and then as you can play like triads, and you can sequence these like. Or you can play like single notes and it will alternate between the channels and input the notes so that you can have like notes that are hanging and like sustaining longer. And as far as I know, Furnace didn't have that the last time I tried it. So I was like, I will love to use it when it has that feature. Apparently Furnace 0.7 will have more exports than just VGM. Now that would be intriguing. There's Mario Pants. Oh yeah, the Mario Pants format. You're kind of limited on that, aren't you? I don't know. I know there's Mario Paint and there's Mario Pants. And I think, are they all, is Mario Pants still limited to that, like, the same set of samples? I think so. Interesting format. I think I've made one track. There was that whole, I think it was like February of 2022 where they were trying to break the OHB record. And I think I was trying a bunch of formats in that just to participate. Mario Paint Composer is the crazier one with endless notes. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's limited to the Mario Paint ones. Yeah. I don't know how anybody makes music with that thing. This is one of those cases where I'm like, maybe limitations do equal creativity.
The trouble with Mario Paint is you end up just drawing loads of silly stuff.
Yeah.
As a kid, I used to love that game.
Is the clone tool of Mario Paint's music editor. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
It's obvious I don't know where to go with this musically. I'm just.
No, then you can pass it off to Paul. Just click on the button.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to take control. Wait. Okay.
There we go.
There we go. I've fleshed out.
Can I just listen
go
to
ahead.
everything?
Yeah. Also, I gotta say, I'm impressed. 4 people on stream and no lag. This just proves the problem is with Skip.
Damn it, Skip. Yeah, it'll be crazy if you do end up getting 8 people. That'll be insane.
Life goals, you know?
Yeah, a proper LAN party.
One of them is in it. No, 2 of them are in a different country.
Yeah.
I think only one of them speaks a different language, though. I don't know.
I think, yeah, because, UK and France, is it like about an hour apart, I think, us?
Yeah. Yeah, this section is like, well, you can hear it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's there. It's there. It exists. It's a section. Yeah, I think it's actually interesting, but it needs to be reworked. Probably.
As long as, this stuff is supposed to follow each other, we could probably remove the blank rows just so that it all...
I can do that.
You do know how to do that, so I'm glad you offered.
Okay, so...
That's nice.
Okay, so like what I want to do, I kind of want to develop the melody of the main riff a little bit. I don't know if I want to do it like in the end here or in the beginning here.
Yeah.
Because especially here it repeats like 4 times. And so maybe we want to change it up in there. Do we use these chains? Oh yeah, okay, the same chain.
Now, see, that should have got cloned. I'm not sure what.
Yeah, but
maybe I cloned the other
actually,
ones. Yeah.
it's used here, so I'm double cloning them.
Is this purely original? Yeah, this is purely original. I like how you thought it was a remix, though. It is kind of cool that, like, I've had people say that before when I'm playing, like, an original song at, like, a live show, and they'll be like, oh, I know this. What is that? And I'm like, I don't know. I wrote it, so...
So, like, there's some kind of single channel echo going on?
Oh, that was me.
It's like, I don't really know what to do with, like, these extra notes here. Well, I'll worry about it later.
Oh, nice. I'm loving all of these just out of context quotes in the chat. Hey, someone's got guitar bass out. What's that?
Oh, that's me.
Hey! Two
Hey.
guitars. Oh, I didn't know you played guitar.
I play guitar, piano, bass, drums, I play things.
Oh, hey,
Sweet.
that's awesome.
What did
but
you start with?
I started with guitar.
Nice.
But yeah, I grab a bass a lot of times for just like linking around all the notes.
Mm.
Sick. So you
Do
can
you
do
tend
some
to use-
sick riffs.
Yeah, yeah. Do you tend to use instruments like to get ideas for LSDJ then, or do you normally just use what's sort of in your head?
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. I'm not a randomly program notes and see what happens kind of guy. I'm very much a play an instrument and then figure out what I want to do and program that in.
That's
interesting.
cool. Go ahead.
Go. No, go on. You go, bro. You fine.
No, you go.
I was going to say it's interesting because obviously guitar's always been my main thing for making music and developing ideas, but LSDJ has been the first time to have it really refreshing and actually have something that's nothing to do with my physical hands or muscle memory with things I know are going to sound good, if that makes sense. So it's been nice actually taking a step back, and now on recent tunes, now I'm trying to like reintroduce that. So it's cool to see how you've got like the opposite approach to it.
Yeah, that's super interesting. I found that it's like, for me, I guess I've done it a few different ways. At first, gosh, I can't remember. It was really hard to get the musical ideas to make sense, like by writing it first in Game Boy, like in LSDJ. It was like I have no idea what I'm doing, and then I have taken ideas like from the keyboard and like transposed or transcribed them into LSDJ. And that can kind of work, and it usually ends up kind of like transforming the feel of it from what I, had envisioned, which is also a totally cool way of working. But I think I'm at the point now where I feel kind of like competent enough with LSDJ that I can make the ideas happen all in the Game Boy and not have to reference like what's going on another instrument. But either way, like Sometimes I like to use the keyboard for like sketching out ideas. If it's just like 4 bars or something like that, but other times, like if I've got an LSDJ cartridge handy and I come up with an idea, especially that I know that I'm gonna arrange in LSDJ, then I'll bust out the Game Boy and like sketch that out. Cause it can, like once you have the muscle memory down, I feel like it can be really quick to jot down the idea in LSDJ, even if it's just like maybe a bass line and a melody or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
I found with melodies and stuff, it's quite easy because you can sort of hum along, and you can do the pre-listen, listen for the next note in the scale, whatever. But when it comes to like chords or arpeggios, it always takes that bit more, time. When you're looking at just like, it's always sharp notes. There's no flats or whatever.
Yeah. Now that's one nice feature. OpenMPT lets you switch between sharps and flats if you want.
Oh, that's cool.
I started out in trackers with no prior compositional or musical skill. I've been molded by trackers at this point. I do plunk out melodies on a keyboard or sometimes my phone if I'm away from home. Yeah, that makes sense. I've in general, like for this 64K mod, like I sketched out the idea in Reaper first. Like I was like, I already know what I want this to sound like, and I loaded like this PWM preset up, and then just was plunking away at the MIDI for that, and then I like arranged it in OpenMPT, which is like, gosh, it's so inefficient. I wish that I could just figure out how to do it in the tracker, because like having to transcribe it from one thing to another is like just, it's brain numbing. Like I'm like, oh, I hate this. I just want to work on the music and not have to like calculate which row of the track, of the tracker the note needs to go, and like where to put the off command, and like, and you can like live play into OpenMPT, I think. I mean, it works, but my live playing isn't good enough to be so, quantized, and you gotta go back and like quantize it, or if it's on the wrong row, it's not gonna quantize it to a different row, really, right? I don't know how to quantize an OpenMPT. It's not like a thing I've done. So I have done it in Renoise, and Renoise can be good. I really like Renoise a lot. And that's like one of the trackers, like if anybody was like, oh, I could never use a tracker, I'd be like, you gotta try Renoise. Because it's got like all of the nice features of a DAW, and it's got like polyphony per track, and it's got all of these nice like DSP things that you can do. But it's still like vertical, and you get all the like fine tuning control and like the cool like, breakbeat chopping like stuff that you can do in trackers. So it's like almost kind of the best of both worlds. The sample editor is awesome. I don't know anyone who live plays with trackers. Fun fact, I used Renoise as like a VST host basically, and control host for like a band I used to be in. It was like a psychedelic noise jam band for like 10 years.
Nice.
I used to literally sing into my phone.
Psychedelic noise jam band trackers.
Yeah, it was great. I used to literally sing into my phone whenever I was out and nowhere near my instrument and wanted to jot down a melody. Yeah, that is a super good hack, and I've done that. I have like, I don't know, 100 voice memos on my phone. I use that a lot for, especially like, yeah, anytime you're out and about and you could just like pretend like you're on the phone. Yeah, the polyphony per track thing is pretty wild. And it has like VST plugin support, and so does OpenMPT. That's not a thing I've really tried, but
oh, that's interesting.
So the polyphony thing really helps.
Yeah, other trackers I've used OpenMT a tiny bit when I was doing like GB Studio games, because it seemed to be one of the recommended ones for it. But apart from that, I haven't really touched many other trackers. I tried Furnace a tiny bit, but I need to do so much more homework to get used to it.
Yeah, there's now I think they have huge tracker for GB Studio projects.
Yeah, I know they've had a lot of development with it, which is really cool. I'm hoping for that one day where we'll be able to just import LSDJ.
Oh, I know.
Because I know it's been on the waiting list for everyone for a long time. that's saucy.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'm loving some of these arpeggios.
From what I've seen, most people use MPT's built-in DirectX plugins for things like EQ and reverb. Yeah, I think those are allowed in the MPTM format on Battle of the Bits, which I would like to see more of, because it seems like you can do a lot with it. I think GB Studio integrated like a watered-down version of Huge Trekker, or so I heard. Yeah, that was my impression as well. I don't do a lot of... I don't do any, like, Game Boy music... Game Boy music writing, because like man, limitations, I don't know. There's too many limitations.
I just have to say I'm perplexed by the groove choice. Because I'm trying to do triplets, but,
yeah, we have a triplet groove. I think it's groove 11.
I'm going to try to do my own thing, if that's okay.
Wait! What are you doing with Groove 10? I think we're using that one.
I think not. Okay, maybe I messed it up. I'm sorry, but I didn't see anything in Groove 10. That's why I took.
No, I start with Groove 10 when I'm doing like custom grooves. There was definitely something there. Wait, let me pull it up.
Okay. Sorry.
Thankfully, I've got backups.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just trying to think. So we have like 9 ticks here, 6 times, so 15 ticks, 30 ticks. Yeah. So like for triplets, it's 10 ticks.
Dogs Plus Plus did do the math on this, so I think it was groove 11.
It should look something like this in my book, but that's the way I would do it. Oh, I know. Well, I'm going to do it my way.
Oh, nice. That's so cool.
Okay, I guess...
Groove 10. Groove... Oh, yeah, you're right. What the heck? Groove 11 is 69A5. You're right. 69A5. What the heck? Groove 12 is 5A96. Wow, I have no idea what... Wow, that's weird. Cool. That. Everything's bad and wrong. That's what my conclusion is on this.
That's great.
Oh, this is just silly.
I'm not sure if I messed up everything or not. So
no, I don't think so.
I'm just going to put a lot of G00 everywhere just to be sure.
Why didn't Groove 10 get... That's so funny. That's like really, really funny to me. Why? Oh. 10 was 8844? Are you sure?
What?
There's no way.
That's what I did. I did 8844 because that's the way I would have done. I would have done it on a regular.
Okay.
To have like triplets, but here since we have a longer.
Yes.
More ticks per row. It's actually the way I. Well, actually, the way I usually do it is more like 8448, so I can still do like the regular. How do you call it? 8th notes.
Oh, okay.
I guess L command would be good here.
Why don't you keep the triplets going through the first beat of the following measure?
Oh. because I don't hate my life.
But I do.
Well, I think like first I should probably like fix a little bit this because I just like took the same phrase and changed the groove, and I don't think that's that good. So I probably like yeah, maybe go on with this. And then well, I think this can stay the same. And yeah, I think this can also stay the same since there are no not really any triplet thing going on. Well,
Boop, 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 boop. Well, at some point we've got to change the bass up and like do a different chord progression, like. I actually, it's probably fine how it is, but like we've been hearing it on loop for like the past 30 minutes, so.
Yeah. It sort of feels like that's always like,
yeah.
you can come back to that and then have crazy different sections. But I guess we are in a different key now, so it's not too
Yeah,
samey. We could go up again.
But that really only matters if you have absolute pitch, right? Like, otherwise
Yeah,
it
true,
probably sounds
true.
the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to change the bass here.
Hmm.
Hopefully Skip Sandwich will come in and like make this really good. He was like, I can't wait until I get to like mess with the save after the fact. Which was something that I was actually planning to do as well. To do some extra work on it, but then I, like I said, I ran out of time to pretty much do anything involved with the stream.
Fair. Yeah, I did see it in there. But, oh, maybe do I have a look? Too dangerous. Oh, that's nice, yeah.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah, die dogs.
Sorry.
Now it's a remix.
Yeah.
What did I do?
Yeah, what a tune.
Oh, somebody just did a Dire Docs like rave remix. Was it like Null Sleep or who was that? Somebody just posted that. Like, maybe a month ago.
Yeah. I remember checking it out. It was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I was like, this is never gonna work, and it was.
It's
awesome.
so good, but like halfway through it kicks up, and it's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to find it.
What was that? If I can
I'll see if
find
I
it,
can
I'll
find a
post.
link for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good.
I want to say it was on SoundCloud.
It was definitely, yeah. Oh no, wait, was it the Donkey Kong Country Aquatic Ambience one actually? The L-Sync one?
Oh,
Is
that
what you-
one was great. Yeah, but I know I heard a Dire Docs one recently too.
If you find it, you have to link me. I'll check that out.
Yeah, it was Null Sleep. I got the link.
Oh, sweet.
Just crazy. Where can I post it? Oh wait, maybe I can post it here. No, why didn't that work?
Ooh, I almost forgot to clone.
Dire Rave Up.
One name.
There we go.
Oh, amazing. I'll check that out.
Yeah, but the Aquatic Ambience one was good too, and it is worth posting.
Oh, good, I'll grab it. Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Oh, that was L-Sync. That was Paul played that show with L-Sync.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
He does a lot of remixes, it seems.
Yeah, Elsink is really, really talented, and like he does incredible remixes, but he also has like incredible originals that he doesn't release. I'm trying to harass him into releasing some stuff, but well, I'll have to keep pushing.
Yeah, that would be so cool to get him on stream as well. Oh, I think it was in this. Here it is. Yeah. The Dire Rave Up, they literally took the most stress-free Mario track and gave me anxiety with it.
Amazing.
I mean, it had to be done.
Yeah.
By someone.
Yeah, so someone was going to do it.
It was inevitable.
I'm sorry, I'm running. I'm using all the chains again, all the phrases again.
I was like, yeah, but it's gonna have to be cleaned up at some point because we're getting like real close to running out of memory, but we're not anywhere close to the end of the song. So we're gonna have to like do some repeating.
Nice, that's cool.
Well, but anyway, I don't know. I've noticed that it like that I can kind of surprisingly squeeze a lot out of limited amounts of phrases if it's called for, you know. But I think that the whole transpose switch like makes all the difference in terms of being able to reuse, like, especially like kick and bass stuff in the wave channel. And of course, the noise channel, I repeat a lot of phrases in the noise channel.
It's really nice with that. Is that like sort of like a road sort of sound?
Yeah, it's literally the free MDA E piano. That it's just like a very simple. I'm not sure if it's sampled or what. I think it might be open source though. And yeah, it's like the simplest. It takes up no memory or anything, and there's no settings on it. It's just like it's just an E piano, and like
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
It's probably better than loading up like Magical 8-bit Plug or something like that. You know, like playing around with pulse waves, because that's like, well, we hear enough of it already, and our ears get tired of it very quickly.
Yeah.
It's been sitting over here for a while.
Oh, that's dark. That's cool.
It should just it should just transition to drum and bass here.
Yeah.
Good.
You know what?
It should do exactly that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we're already at 170, so he just needs to switch to like a 6/6 groove with. Yeah.
You're right there.
Proper filth.
This is what I mean about pure chaos, though, where it's like, and Paul, now that you're here, like you can talk about like the making of like, oh my God, we even have amens in here.
Oh,
the making
yeah.
of, when we made Malicious Machine Malfunction and
yeah.
Slumber Tumble, where it was like it kept like one-upping about like crazy stuff that we should do, and so it was like we just kept throwing out ideas, and it's like, well, now we have to do it.
Nice.
Oh, and now we should make this all triplets and a weird. Oh, we should make this all whole tone or make this all whatever. And like, the songs are really cool, but they're also just kind of insane.
Yeah, I was listening to that album earlier. The whole album's awesome. Like, it's really cool, especially with how many people you've had collabing on that, like on the Bunny Hop one. It's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Tell me which one is it? Yeah. It's awesome. Is it Glacial Wind? There's like the normal version, and then there's the one with.
By
I can't remember who else was on it. Yeah, and it's great. Like comparing the two, it's so cool.
Yeah, I think like I really loved the song I was writing, and I think like Miraji and Jumbus, like they took the song in a completely different direction, but they were both like really respecting the source song, but like they did something else. and it was really good. And I think like they I think it was just amazing what they did with the song.
That's
Absolutely.
so cool.
Yeah, I think my favorites were Glacial Wind and there's the Doom Whale Awakens.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
got some like crazy like Chrono Trigger vibes. It's really cool.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you ever played that or.
I think yeah, I did, but I don't really see what kind of. I guess like yeah, I kind of agree like the way it builds up. Yeah, I can kind of see it. It wasn't obvious at first, but now that you mention it, I think yeah, it kind of makes sense. Yeah, not too sure about this amen breaks.
Well, wait, why not just put it on a regular like 6-tick groove, like groove 6?
Yeah, but I mean like we need to because we have like basically we're 9/6. Like the best we can do is like 8/7 or something like that because it's like if we want to like not have like some kind of weird polymeter.
No, I'm just saying like maybe make it 6 ticks and then either change the tempo or just like it'll be at 170 BPM.
Oh, but we need to change everything then.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to do some math about it. So we have
170 is where you want to be about.
I mean, I would maybe go down to 165 or like really 160 was probably the slowest you could get away with.
Well, okay.
160 BPM chill drum and bass.
Yeah.
Okay. So do we keep the same group? No, okay, yeah, we don't keep the same group actually.
I would just put it on 6 and then that way you know it's...
Yeah, but I want to like keep the same thing where the kick is shorter.
Oh, sure, okay.
So... I guess something like that.
Yeah, right.
And then we change the tempo. I'm going to do this on the second channel, I think. Because I'm going to have to double the bass with a pulse bass. We have a pulse bass, right?
Yeah. Roboctopus made it.
Oh, P bass, I guess this.
We have 2, I guess. P bass and poo bass.
Poo bass.
Now, poo bass is for ambience, though.
Oh, okay.
So I think it bounces around the stereo.
Right.
Okay, so we do faster tempo or?
No, well, we could probably keep it the same at 170. It will be
Okay.
Wait, will it be faster?
It will be faster because the groove.
Yeah.
But so we need to have groove 6 everywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to. Okay, I'm going to do it. I guess it's too fast.
It's too fast. Yeah, you could either double the groove if you wanted to conserve phrases, like.
I think yeah, it's probably the best.
C, I think.
Oh, okay, I'm not choosing the right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's because of this. Did I? No, okay. I never changed this group. That's why.
I would put it on C and then set C to C.
C?
Yeah, and then there you go. Yeah. Yeah, there we go.
I think we want to use our kick.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Wave kick.
And I want to use bass.
Yes.
Where is this? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, do it.
I'm lost. I'm lost.
This is pretty close to what we need anyway. And then I figured we could just like, oh wait, is this? You know what? Yeah, it only changes one. That's like a bug in my book, but whatever. Oh, really? Wait. Of course, like these shuffles aren't really like the exact right thing. So to make it really, well, I don't think it would really matter, will it? Why is our tempo like 1 BPM higher? I guess we'll need another. Let's see, this should be amen. 1. This 2. Now, is it the case that because you're, you know, UK based, that you just automatically can create like the best jungle?
Ooh,
That's what I've heard.
good question. I don't think everyone has that skill set or superpower. Believe me. Yeah, I don't know. It just, yeah, I guess it's always had that sort of scene. But I feel like the A-Man groove, like it's been ripped by pretty much everyone nowadays, you know, over time, isn't it?
Right.
But I think we are sort of known for our like filthy garage.
I feel like this needs like a little offset, actually. You know, and some
Nice.
like, because it's kind of
nice.
like, you know, like this, like when you're doing like jungle chops, it really is like not like straightforward. You know what I mean? And like the kicks, what? Like this shuffle doesn't quite fit here, so it's like.
Yeah.
Oh, also this is. Like these are really like shuffles, so like it would be good to like not, because the shuffle doesn't quite fit. Maybe just one. And also this, shouldn't it really be like, yeah, it should really be more like that.
Hey, can I see it for a second?
Yeah.
Okay. Something that I like to do is put this sub bass thing. Just
Oh yeah.
mellow. It should be a pretty mellow wave.
Yeah, like a sine wave
stick
or a
it-
triangle.
Yeah, a sine or triangle, and just stick it in random places when you have the opportunity to, and it just kind of fills out the low end of the mix, and people
Yeah.
don't notice it a lot.
No, that makes
won't
sense,
notice
especially in terms of
but-
like jungle. You've
Yeah.
always got that bass. Actually, the bass is like, it's kind of separate from the amens or the breaks usually. Like,
Yeah.
like the kick and the break is really a mid-range thing.
Yeah, so because I've been messing around with some drum and bass kind of stuff lately, and just, even if it's not very high in the mix, it just kind of fills the sound out at the low end.
Totally. Can we clone this and make it a different synth?
Yes.
So that way, if we actually like. It's always like. maybe we can clip it a little more.
Actually, if you yeah, I would pull the cutoff down a little, just to round the shape out.
Yeah,
Does that
sure.
make sense? I switch back and I look at the wave a lot. I look at the wave shapes. Yeah, I don't know. Just if if it looks a little more rounded, then it sounds more rounded, I guess. Makes sense.
Yeah, because this is pretty clipped at this point.
Yeah, so
I have, like, on my headphones, there's, like, no sub, so it's hard, but I know that when you play it on, like, a big sound system, it's, like, it's there.
yeah. Yeah, so sometimes. There we go.
Ooh.
Oh, that was big.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah.
Just something nasty, something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the brown note.
Yeah, there you go. That's mean.
There's your, like, almost 12.5%, like, duty cycle.
Right,
Kind
yeah.
of mixing in with the, or even,
I don't know if anybody else does it, but I spend an inordinate amount of time just changing like one pixel on wave. Like, oh, that's the perfect pixel change.
I think that other one's got to go back to
Yeah,
3.6.
something.
What if you just like wait, why is it still oh, it's here.
I bet you could try and reuse that melody bow, and I think that would work quite well as well. Oh no!
Where kind of ends off, where the melody ends off is kind of nice right there.
I can try
Yeah.
about a minute or two. Come off.
Dun, 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 dun.
I was just about to go bed and went, oh, actually, that could sound quite cool.
No, we're gonna wrap it up here soon. It's kind of fun to leave it like on a, this section we need to develop,
Yeah.
So that way when we get into the thing next time, it's like it leaves a very clear starting point.
Yeah. Have these already been deep cloned?
No, we could go ahead and end it now if you want. I think this is probably a good ending place. But
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool. Thanks everybody for joining us again, as always, and thanks for chilling out and hanging with us. We'll see you. I guess usually I plan to do these every 2 weeks, so we'll see kind of who's available. And
Yep.
everybody enjoy the rest of your time. Have a good week, and we'll see you again soon.
Nice one, guys.
Bye.
Cheers.